Just about a process of renewing the excitement of discovery.
Yes.
In an environment where it's very easy to just basically exist in a circuit.
Yeah.
Where you do you get some voltage and then you meet the resistor and you come back and that's it. It's your, same path every day. So.
Yeah, it's kind of to deconstruct that pattern and to find a new perspective on the city. But in this case, the people must collect sounds with recorders, and we will have an installation later with those recordings and talk about the experience also. So that was the plan. It's an example, I think, about how it's really, I guess, a psychogeographic working method in a simple form. I do this, my wife and I and my daughter do this very often, and it's really funny to do this. We make pictures or discover whole new, I live my whole life in Arnhem and still discover new things because of this game.
I think it's so important for people to feel like there's new things to discover in their environment, and to, I don't know, like almost like a childlike wonder of their surroundings, because life can just get so dull when you're just going to work and going back home, and you have like these set patterns and you start to feel really imprisoned by that.
Sure, I think it's well, you can see it as a kind of appropriation of the city, that you create your own city this way, and a step to create your perspective on the city, new perspectives.
Yeah, there's no right way of doing it. And
I think so. Yeah.
And I think there's like so many different ways of organizing psychogeographical games other than the rules that we've set up for this particular tour. There's like there could be an infinite amount of ways of constructing scenarios or loose rules.
But I did, as you asked about following sounds of the city, and as you kind of misunderstood the intention of that card game, I did that in Amsterdam when I was visiting the venue where we had planned to perform, and we did perform there. And I thought it was a waste of money to only visit that venue, so I had recorders with me, and I spent a lot of time in Amsterdam following, indeed, the sounds. And I was in a tram, and there was a really beautiful screeching sound. I used it in my set, and it took me a long journey through Amsterdam that I never had made on my own as a kind of transport from the station to a museum or whatever, but it took me to places I've never been. And I was at the end point of this track. The people of the tram told me, well, this is the end point, and you have to get out. So I asked them, can I stay a little longer? Well, sure. So I recorded. I was waiting for people to get out, so the voices of the people didn't disturb my recording of that beautiful screeching sound. So that was kind of, and there were more. I walked around to see where the most interesting sounds were.
So
and that took me.
What is an interesting or beautiful sound?
What?
What is an interesting or beautiful sound? I mean, to all of you. I mean, how do you choose, you know, the sounds?
That's a difficult question to ask. It's like, what's beauty to you? I mean, you know, like that could be.
It can be described.
Yeah, I mean, I'm often drawn to sounds that are mechanical in nature or represent conflict or friction, in between different things, as well as things that describe ambience or beauty or like a very sacred quiet moment that makes you feel solitary and I don't know, like whatever, you know.
I feel similar, but I think also I have a special fascination with discovering the sound that comes from something, and it really stands out like it's almost. It's emanating that sound. It's like a very special moment where you hear this. I don't know where it could come from, a train, or it could just be. Actually, there's a recording that I've mentioned. I really like this situation I was in where I heard all these birds in the distance, and there was car alarms going off, and I could hear the birds trying to sing with the car alarms, and it's almost like. If I were up close to either one of those sounds, it might not have sounded so interesting, but being where I was kind of far away, it was this amazing moment. It was like, so, it spoke to me like I just was so in a trance, and I had to record it, and I try to hunt for that, but you can't really, it's a hard thing to hunt for, you just have to listen. And when something comes along, like hope that you have some way to capture it, I guess. So there's a lot of magic in the acoustic, how acoustics will affect and warp sounds into something that you like almost only like half recognize, and that's really special to be in that moment. It's like not something you can. Yeah. It's intuitive. It's very intuitive. Yeah.
So you don't have like a functional approach? I mean, that for instance, I need like beat. So you have a machine that does this repetitive sound, and then you just capture it because you need it for a song or for a piece.
Yeah. You can make in a passive way field recordings and wait for the right moment. That can take a long time. When you can work from that coincidence, or you can make a plan and try to retrieve the sounds in some way or organize it yourself. But I don't know if that is called field recordings, because it can be in the outside somewhere. But for instance, when I'm looking for the sound of broken glass, well, it's very hard to wait for someone who is in an angry mood and smashes a bottle. You have to wait months and years.
Yeah, I think there's like field recording isn't like, there's like modern field recording isn't just listening for sounds, it's interacting with that environment as well. And
that's definitely an important process too. Like when we were all just in Augsburg, interacting with this space that none of us had ever been to. I was talking about a warehouse where me and Jacob had made recordings years ago in Portland, Oregon. And it's gone now, but we still have the recordings. So. But I was talking about the approach. In Augsburg, we found this warehouse, and we immediately started exploring and playing with this space.
We all three have a fascination with these abandoned factories and houses.
many people have.
Sure.
Because it's such a special place, isn't it?
Sure. Yeah.
Kind of a secret place,
Yeah.
isn't it?
A place where you can discover amazing sounds, textures, those pictures in the frames, and we found them there.
I mean, it's not only the only thing that you found.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
you
all
came,
these.
right. You came here, and one of the things you did, besides like putting up all kinds of machines from different periods of technical evolution, if you want, is like searching for metal in the neighborhood. And you brought the metal here, and these are objects, found objects that you discovered in the city. Is this also field recordings, or what is it? What the technique is that?
Field recordings, it's one good example. I have to talk about myself again, sorry. Is well, you discovered it as well this night when we came back from the Boschla. There was this train activity, unusual train activity. You have heard it before because you lived close to the train. How do you describe it?
It's a train.
Placement.
Yeah, it's a place where a lot of different trains go through and stop, and oftentimes they'll let out engine combustion, and then they'll be going back and forth, so you get a lot of different sounds that are sometimes very sound like screeching saxophones or
and it's
Did you also use the objects, or will you use the objects during the show, or what are these objects for? I mean, all this metal you brought in here.
but also stones and ceramics and wood. Maybe some. I feel I have to.
well, we basically collected them for a workshop that we are doing with people. Basically to show them different ways of processing and gathering textures from objects they can find in the city. So you don't have to go out and spend 800 euro on a synthesizer. You can just you can collect sounds from everyday objects, and just using contact mics. And like over there we have a loop station, and then a couple reel machines, and then a sampler, 4-track machine. So there's a lot of different ways of processing everyday sounds, and that's basically why we collected the objects.
It's a different way of making the connection between sounds and cities, because this is just the environments of this place, and kind of this way the city kind of talks to us.
Sure.
With this object.
I think again also it's kind of an example of the just enjoyment of discovery.
Sure.
There's these
Also,
things that are just in the street.
Yeah.
They can become some part of a visual art piece, something that's just aesthetically pleasing, or you can find ways to kind of discover what sounds can this make. Like, what can I play this with? What can I interact? What other objects can I basically put in kind of friction or kind of relationship and get some sounds that you can use in whatever way you want.